Hi, amazing teachers. This is the video curriculum for our elementary classes for May 12th and May 13th. We are still working through the parables, and so this week our parable is the parable of the unmerciful servant, and so that's from Matthew chapter 18, the second part of that chapter, verses 21 through 35. And so this whole week we're going to really be talking about forgiveness, and forgiveness is a really hard thing for us adults to grasp, and so I'm excited for our kids to start learning how to grasp that as well. So the first thing you're going to do is an activity called Nearly Impossible, and it's just kind of engaging the kids in kind of some fun and silly play about just some things that are really hard to do, like can you lift one eyebrow, can you lick your elbow, can you wiggle your ears without touching them, those kind of things, just to kind of get them in this mind set of having really hard tasks to do. And then you can go into your lesson. However, when I wrote this lesson, I forgot that it was Mother's Day, and I'm a mom, so I don't even know how I did that. But we've added a Mother's Day craft. So your Mother's Day craft this year is this little mason jar, and you'll have some paint and a mason jar and some markers. Sorry, let me get this in here. So what you'll want to do is, I would probably do this right at the beginning and have your kids just do a finger stamp into their mason jar. They're making little lightning bugs, and when the paint is dry, they can make little circle marks for the wings of the lightning bug. And at the bottom, there's a little label that says, "Mom, you light up my life." And so I would start your class with this just to let the paint dry. And then I would just encourage you to, help the kids not like glob on the paint, just so that it can dry by the time, class is over. So I would probably start with your Mother's Day craft. And then once you're kind of through that process, and you can even do that as kids are kind of coming in as a center, then I would go through the Nearly Impossible tasks to get them ready for the lesson. And then you'll do your lesson on forgiveness. And then we actually have some review questions. You guys can play a game if you have time. But we have a really fun craft that we'd made before I forgot that it was Mother's Day. So this is called Forgive and Forgive Some More, because that's kind of what we're talking about today, is that Jesus tells us not to just forgive once, but to forgive a lot. And that's how you're going to talk through your story about what forgiveness means and how Jesus forgives us over and over and over again. And so what you're going to do is you have all these elements. You have this cardstock, you have a piece of graham cracker, you have a little pretend piece of chocolate, and your cotton ball marshmallow. And so you'll just have the kids glue your some more together so that they can walk out with this really kind of fun play on words, but hopefully it's visual enough and it's silly enough for them to really remember this concept that Jesus calls us to forgive. And if he only forgave us once, how hard would our life be? So that is your lesson. And for those of you teachers who are actually moms this weekend, thank you so much for giving your Mother's Day to teach and to help steward these kids into just God's word. So we love you guys, and we thank you, mothers, and we thank the rest of you teachers too. So if you have any questions, let the campus director know. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.